There are people who believe that everything happens for a reason.
We're the happy headers, and do you think everything happens for a reason, or are you being smited by some god or deity in some way? Yes, for behaving badly or for not being as good as you should be.
It is it's like a religious ethos. It's like a religious belief. That everything happens for a reason. So if something terrible happens or something that you just don't understand, you if you can't make sense of it, you resort to. Everything happens for a reason. Don't know why, but in the bigger picture, we'll eventually understand why everything happened.
Oh, when we get to the pearly gates.
Had to be closed.
Won't let me in anyway. Out to fuck.
It'll look into Paul. They'll have your picture. No, that's her. Down the other way.
Nope. Send her down the other shoot.
He doesn't want to read her. Where are we going to put her?
Sure, I'll make up my own galaxy. You'd probably be in there as well.
I'd be there and go, oh God, she found me.
Oh, Jesus.
Madness,
oh my God.
Anyways, everything happens for a reason. You hear that saying a lot. A lot of people believe that. And it gives them some sense of comfort and security because they feel that there is a plan, there is somebody at the wheel, somebody controlling things. So you don't understand their actions yet, but you will eventually when you see the bigger picture.
Oh my God. I suppose I did read this interesting story a long time ago about a man who found this wild horse, out in the pastures, and he managed to catch him, and he was a fine animal, and people were saying, oh my God, you were so lucky to catch that horse, he's fabulous. And the next thing then, he was trying to break him in and train him and everything, and he fell off him anyways, and he broke his legs or something like that. Something bad happened. People said, God, you were very unlucky now that you got that horse because your legs are broken. And the next thing, the army came around recruiting young men to go fight in Vietnam, and they said, geez, you're lucky you got that horse because your legs were broken, you couldn't go to war.
Saved his life.
It's like good luck, bad luck, who knows? What's the point of the story?
But you see, and that story is interpreted retrospectively. You look back at the thing and you give it a meaning.
So that's what you're really saying,
Yes, because we have this need in life to feel safe and feel secure, and we can only feel that way if we know what's going on.
Yeah.
The worst anxiety you can experience is where you don't know what's going on, and your mind's coming up with all kinds of permutations or examples of the way things could go. This is what anxiety is. People are worrying about stuff in the future that hasn't happened, and they're looking at it in a catastrophic way. So we try to put meaning on events to give ourselves a sense of safety.
Or we follow patterns as well, don't we? We kind of think, I was in this place this time last year and such a thing happened, and I have to be super cautious now of this pattern, re-emerging.
There was an experiment done where they got people in a room, and the people didn't know why they were in the room, but there was a chute, a kind of a tube coming through the wall, and next thing a ball would come through, maybe an orange ball with 45 written on it. And they kind of pick up the ball, so it's an orange ball with 45, and on its own it doesn't really mean anything.
I don't think I'd pick it up. I'd be like, is that going to blow up in here? What's the story?
That's why you're never asked to volunteer for an After a few moments, maybe another orange ball would come through with 49 on it, and they go, oh, another orange ball, look, it's the same size as this, and it's 40, and maybe, what's the connection between the two? And then another ball might come through, might be a green ball with number 1 on it. They go, oh, it's a green ball, so it's 2 orange and then a green, and then another one. And they start looking for patterns in it, and then sometimes they kind of try to predict what the next ball would be. But the truth was, there was a crowd of guys out in a room next door kind of just chatting away, just putting
random balls
into the thing, and it was all random. And the thing is that life is random, but we assign meaning to it. And this is where religion comes into play. That there is a deity, there is a God, depending to which one you subscribe to.
There are rules and commandments and, isn't there?
And that this deity has a purpose for your life. Which to me is very disempowering because it's nothing to do with you. They just pick on you, it's like, you are a florist. Respect to all florists.
Did you ever see that film, Ants? It's a kids' movie. Oh my God. Brilliant.
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
The lads are coming in, you're like, oh, worker, army ant. army.
Yeah.
They're just checking them all off. That's what you're going doing. All the babies, little baby ants.
Yeah, or Harry Potter,
Like
where
that.
they assign them to different houses for
Yeah.
different
Oh
characteristics.
yeah, love Harry Potter.
And sometimes we're kind of conditioned like that in school and an expectation. Maybe in a family, you're told you're like Uncle Albert there, and he was an accountant, so therefore you are going to be an accountant.
Oh yeah,
We're
you're
going to
very
go into that
much the same as
kind
that.
of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So everything doesn't happen for a reason. Some things happen for a reason, but not everything doesn't happen for a reason. And the thing is that while people might go, oh my God, I feel so disempowered, and what am I going to do? And what are you going to do? The thing is that you need to come up with a meaning for your life.
Yeah, and I think that's the fundamental thing that people are beginning to learn, is that we actually create our own destinies. I've seen so many people in my lifetime, and I'm sure you have too, that have gotten into the good pensionable job, stayed in it for 45 years. You were in one.
Yeah.
We were both in good pensionable jobs and left them, because I just feel like our entrepreneurial spirit is far too strong anyway to stay in them. Do you know what I mean? We have to be doing a variety of things. Hyperheads, you see, more than happy headers. So we have to be, meddling in lots of different things. But you do create your own future. You are what you think about. And I think that's the key thing. And we don't really get it because it happens so subtly, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
So I would say, instead of finding a purpose in life, create one.
Yes.
And the thing is that you can custom design it, and just go after it and have fun. And it leaves you in the driver's seat. It's not some distant, ambiguous force, cosmic force. It is you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just like driving a car in the dark. You can only really see a few feet in front of you, but you know where you're going. So map out your destination, get it down on paper, and then just drive.
Yeah. There was a lady I knew many years ago who wrote a book, Who is God? And the next part was You Are. Fiona Fay was her name. She's died since. But I thought it was a good book. Nice small little book. It's probably still available. Have a look at it.
Brilliant.
But when you become your own God, then you're in charge of things.
Yeah, yeah. And then you're less anxious as well.
Yeah.
And less OCD about things.
We should start our own religion,
Oh God.
I could be God and you could be a goddess.
Oh Jesus.
People worshipping you, Siobhan. Every
No,
day. It'd be
thanks.
great.
No,
sure,
thanks.
worshippers, gangs of people.
No.
Hordes of people.
Fuck that.
Asking you for favours. Please intervene.
Okay.
No.
On that note, I think we'll just make an end to the podcast there.
We are the Happy Headers, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye guys.